The first passenger from the Air Zimbabwe plane is here at Gatwick Airport, and his name is Terence Bunu. How does that make you feel, Terence?
It's a historical moment.
Yeah?
After 16 years, it's exciting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how does it feel that you're the first person to exit Air Zimbabwe Airport at the Gatwick Airport?
Maybe I was the lucky one.
Does this mean that you're going to use the same airline back home?
Yes, definitely. We will keep supporting it, and we hope that they keep growing so that we can get back up in the airs like the previous years.
Okay. And what made you book the first flight to London? What gave you the confidence to book the first and the inaugural and the historic plane to London?
The main issue is I'm based in the diaspora, but I'm back home and I'm trying to support our local aviation as well, our local businesses, so that we can get our country back on track. Yeah.
Okay. What's your overall experience from Harare International Airport to Gatwick London Airport?
All up probably I can give them a 7 out of 10, but I can't blame them because it's still teething. It's still the teething stage. Everything is right. There's just a little bit room for improvement.
People would want to know the good and the bad. What can you recommend on what they did the best?
So what they have to improve, probably they have to improve on the plane, especially on the business class. They also have to add internet on the plane because 10 hours it's a long flight. You need to have a bit of infotainment, and that's probably what I can take out of it.
Any word of encouragement to the Zimbabwean diaspora, encouraging them to use Air Zimbabwe?
I can say that I'm fully confident that they are getting back on track. If everyone supports Air Zimbabwe, we'll be back on track as soon as possible.
Pastor Maho, Apostle Maho, how was your flight?
I would like to say I had a wonderful experience beyond my expectations. Actually, I've been missing this direct flight. So it was quite an overwhelming experience for me to actually find today, I'm just here in London without connecting. It's quite a wonderful experience.
How often do you fly between London and Harare?
Of late, I was doing it on a monthly basis. So, there's a time whereby you feel you are now growing tired because of these connections and layover times. So, coming in off Air Zimbabwe, it's quite a relief.
Miss Maho is a regular flyer, and the 8-hour layovers are over.
They are over.
Dubai, Doha, Addis Ababa, and all. How does this translate even to cost and time is calculated?
Especially time and fatigue. It's quite a gain for us to have a direct flight. It's quite a gain.
So when is your next flight, Mr. Maho?
I'll be going back next week. Air Zimbabwe again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Air Zimbabwe is finally here after 16 years, to be precise. Has landed at Gatwick, London Airport. And now I'm with the Honorable Minister of Transport, Minister Mhona. What does this mean to the Zimbabwean community?
Thank you so much, Paul. To the Zimbabwean community, right here in the diaspora, this is good news. Where you are talking of connectivity, at times you'll need 2 days to come back home. But alas, now 10 hours, you're already back home. And the goodness of this flight, some of us, we started in the office yesterday. We went to Parliament. At the end of the day, we had meetings in between. And at the end of the day, we had then to go to the airport. So you can see the convenience of this flight. And during the night, some will be sleeping. And already we are starting work here, which signifies that this is the long-awaited route that we're talking about. But above all, to thank the Second Republic, the advent of the Second Republic, being championed by His Excellency Comrade Dr. Emerson Mnangagwa, that we need connectivity. And this is what we call connectivity. We are here, we'll do our business, and at the end of the day, some will then go back. So it shows that as a country, this is good news that we must embrace. But you never know. When something starts, there are those, the naysayers, who might say, no, it's not working, it's not working. But we have started, and we must be proud as a nation. Thank you so much.
The Zimbabwean diaspora have been connecting via Doha, via Dubai, Addis Ababa, and all those hectic journeys. What does this signify to you as the Minister of Transport and to the general public of Zimbabweans in the diaspora?
You know what? When you talk of transport, it's an economic enabler. Therefore, it enhances business, one, even social connectivity. And we are talking of Zimbabweans coming either way, from here or vice versa, where they to go through. One, in terms of cost implication, it has been reduced. Because you see now we are talking of an economy class costing about plus or minus $900. And this is return. And if you are looking at the business class, 2,000 with return, which is magnificent savings that we can talk of at the end of the day. So we are so happy that we are bringing our people closer home at a cheaper price. And this would also mean that we'll be saving as a nation. And to also say our people, especially from the diaspora community, this is the opportunity time to come back and build our country as being enunciated by our great leader.
Ndina Deputy Minister of Tourism, Mr. Tongai Mnangagwa. Murukunzwa sei nhasi tiri pano pa Gatwick International Airport and ndege yedu yasvika after 14 good years. Murukunzwa sei?
It's Rufara. This is a milestone for us. Zimbabwe, we had gone down now. Uchiona taiva taiperekedza ndege zvinoratidza chinchi hombe, especially kutourism. Vanhu vanochemera connectivity. Hakuna tourism kana pasina connectivity. Saka isusu seminister of tourism tikushanda neminister of transport kuti pave neconnectivity. Vanhu ngavakwanise kufamba vauye kuZimbabwe kuzodya mari dzavo. Ese takavamirira topa hospitality yacho chaiyo ende zviri kufamba. I'm so happy to be here.
What was your experience ndege yedu yekutanga in terms of chikafu, the general catering and the whole experience yeservice yenyu. Ndiri kuona futi makabata heti yakanzi eZimbabwe.
Tacheneswa neeZimbabwe funge. The food was amazing. Actually, before every meal, I took pictures and videos so I can go show my boss. Kuti ndozviripato ndituma Honorable Barbara Rhodes kuti ndaunoona kuti hospitality irikuita zvakanaka here. I was impressed. Breakfast zvese tine atadya. The service is amazing, and happy days are following for Zimbabwe.
Ndege yedu yakakura. What plans are in place yekuti ndege yedu igare yakazara, zvive efficient, zvive cost effective, vanhu vachienda kubva kuLondon to Harare direct straight?
Isusu kuno tagara England yagara iri big source market yedu. It's actually number 2 after the United States. But we're stepping up. The Zimbabwe Tourism Authority bringing more people here to Bashande. Kuna wano wariko kunoka na Aaron, who work tirelessly to direct people to come to Zimbabwe and come and experience Zimbabwe. So we're just going to double our efforts to make sure that ndege inogara yakazara. Vanhu vachiuya chero aenda kuVictoria Falls achingolenda muHarare toatakura tonoisa kuVic Falls toadzosa pandege yavo toadzosa futi kunoko. Europe chaivo vanofanira kubva kana kuSpain kana kuFrance vachiuya kuno voya kumusha. Saka as Zimbabwe Tourism Authority tichashanda kuti tiinvite more people to vauye kuZimbabwe.
In terms of business, tinodya mablueberries ekumba, mastrawberries ekuZimbabwe, nezvakasiyana-siyana zvatinoona mumagrocery shops. Now that we have a direct flight to Zimbabwe, what does that mean to the general business, to our farmers and our export?
There's convenience now. Munhu ukaita go rako karipeka zvakanaka rakuya direct kumarket. Zvinhu zvazvagara zvachiita vaya and it's very difficult. Paita delays, some of the things are fresh. Saka this one will mean cargo yedu is actually very, very big. It's an enabler to it about all the farmers back home. Gachi so sama my clients kunoko. Gava wedzere. Kuti vaunze zvinhu zvakuya direct with our national airline, Air Zimbabwe.
Thank you very much, Minister.
Thank you, it was my pleasure.
It's the morning to a welcoming atmosphere as ecstatic passengers celebrated the elimination of connecting flights. Travelers aboard the inaugural flight celebrated the restoration of a direct air corridor between Harare and London.
I had a wonderful experience beyond my expectations. Actually, I've been missing this direct flight, so it was quite an overwhelming experience for me to actually find today, I'm just here in London without connecting. There's a time whereby you feel you are now growing tired because of these connections and layover times. So coming in off Air Zimbabwe, it's quite a relief.
I'm fully confident that they are getting back on track. If everyone supports Air Zimbabwe, we'll be back on track as soon as possible. I'm based in the diaspora, but I'm back home and I'm trying to support our local aviation as well, our local businesses.
Government has emphasized the strategic and social impact of the route for the nation.
This is a milestone for us. Zimbabwe, Mshona taiva taiperekedza ndege zvoratidza chinchi hombe, especially tourism. Vanhu vanochemera connectivity, hakuna tourism kana pasina connectivity. Saka isusu seMinistry of Tourism tikushanda neMinistry of Transport kuti pave neconnectivity. Vanhu ngavakwanise kufamba vauye kuZimbabwe kuzodya mari dzavo ese takavamirira topa hospitality yacho chaiyo.
To the Zimbabwean community, right here in the diaspora, this is good news. Where you are talking of connectivity, at times you'll need 2 days to come back home. But alas, now 10 hours, you're already back home. And the goodness of this flight, some of us, we started in the office yesterday. We went to Parliament, At the end of the day, we had meetings in between. And at the end of the day, we had then to go to the airport. So you can see the convenience of this flight.
A welcome dinner is on tonight at the Cumberland Hotel in London, where Transport and Infrastructural Development Minister Honorable Felix Mhona will be the guest of honor. The dinner will also be attended by aviation stakeholders and diplomats. John Nandara, ZBC News.
Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to the Air Zimbabwe London, Harare London Gatwick Flight Celebration Program for tonight. I'll be taking you through the program the whole night. I hope you don't get tired of hearing my voice. To kickstart our program, allow me to invite the Ambassador, Colonel retired CM Katsande, to give us the welcome remarks. Ambassador Katsande.
Thank you very much, Master of Ceremonies. The Minister of Transport and Infrastructural Development of Zimbabwe, the Honorable Advocate Felix Mhona, the Deputy Minister of Tourism and Hospitality Industry in Zimbabwe, the Honorable T. Mnangagwa, the UK Chargé d'Affaires in Zimbabwe, Dr. Joe Abbott, and the UK Ambassador Designate to Zimbabwe, Ambassador Gil Lelevan. The Mutapa Investment Fund Board and Chief Executive Officer, I have on my list Dr. John Mnangagwa, that I believe is represented by Mr. Denere. The Chair, Dr. Silvanos Guarinda, and the Board of Directors of Air Zimbabwe, the Chief Executive of Air Zimbabwe, whom we saw a short while ago, Mr. Mhona, representatives from the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office and the Departments of Transport, Home Office, and Trade, representatives of the aviation, tourism, and hospitality industry. You do have Mr. Choruma from the Corporate Governance Unit. Distinguished guests, fellow Zimbabweans in the diaspora here, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor and privilege to welcome you all to this very important celebration for Zimbabwe's aviation sector. Today's launch is not simply the return of an airline. It is a statement of confidence in Zimbabwe's future. For Zimbabwe, aviation has always played a strategic role in national development. And since independence in 1980, Air Zimbabwe has contributed to regional integration, commerce, and people-to-people connections, enabling families to reunite, businesses to expand, tourists to discover and enjoy Zimbabwe, and our nation to engage confidently with the international community. Today's launch reflects the government of Zimbabwe's determination to revitalize strategic national assets as part of its broader vision for economic transformation, modernization, and sustainable development. Under the leadership of His Excellency the President Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa, the Second Republic has prioritized infrastructural development, investment promotion, connectivity, and the creation of an enabling environment for business. A modern and reliable national airline is an important pillar of that vision and ensures that, as His Excellency has said, Zimbabwe is truly open for business. This historic return of the national airline is a clear indication of the positive effects of engagement and re-engagement underpinned by diplomatic goodwill. It demonstrates a tangible expression of the shaping of our shared economic interests, mutual trust, and confidence. Distinguished guests, Air Zimbabwe's renewal strengthens the country's connectivity, supports economic growth, promotes tourism and investment, and reinforces Zimbabwe's position as a vital gateway within Southern Africa. Every flight reflects a country's openness to trade, tourism, investment, and international cooperation. Zimbabwe's world-class tourism assets, rich cultural heritage, and strategic location create significant opportunities for growth. Improved air connectivity will make our country more accessible to visitors, investors, and businesses while supporting the objectives of the African Continental Free Trade Area by facilitating the movement of people, goods, and services across the continent. And in doing so, Air Zimbabwe can contribute meaningfully to tourism development, regional integration, and economic prosperity. It is our expectation that the return of Air Zimbabwe to this market will tremendously boost horticultural and floricultural produce from the Southern African region into the UK and European markets. In fact, I'm informed that we have already booked our place at next year's Chelsea Flower Show. The long-standing relationship between Zimbabwe and the United Kingdom demonstrates how cooperation can deliver mutual benefits. As Zimbabwe modernizes its aviation sector, opportunities exist to deepen collaboration in pilot and technical training, airport modernization, aviation technology, sustainable aviation initiatives, and investment partnerships that support long-term sector growth. And this long-standing relationship provides a strong foundation for these mutually beneficial collaborations. Excellencies, distinguished guests, as we look to the future, success will be measured not only by ambition, but by performance. And as Zimbabwe's long-term sustainability will depend upon sound corporate governance, financial discipline, operational reliability, competitive customer service excellence, and unwavering adherence to international safety standards. Allow me to express appreciation to everyone whose dedication and hard work have made today's launch possible. His Excellency the President Dr. Mnangagwa, the government of the Republic of Zimbabwe is represented here by the Honorable Minister of Transport and the Honorable Deputy Minister of Tourism, the Mtapa Investment Fund, the airline's leadership and staff, aviation professionals, development partners, and all stakeholders who continue to believe in the future of Zimbabwean aviation. May Air Zimbabwe continue to soar safely, connect communities, strengthen our economy with national pride, promote tourism. And I remember recently the Honorable Deputy Minister led our cricket team here when we went to Trinidad. So if we only had a direct flight, maybe, just maybe, but it was very exciting. And we look to more travels within the sports tourism sector. And we do hope Air Zimbabwe will proudly carry the Zimbabwean flag across the skies of Africa and the world beyond. I wish Air Zimbabwe every success in this new chapter. I want to thank you.
I would like to start by recognising the presence of the guest of honour, Honourable Advocate Felix Mhona, Minister of Transport and Infrastructural Development of the Republic of Zimbabwe. And guest of honour and MC, with your permission, I would like to reuse a word that we learnt on Monday at the aircraft reception period. I think some people in the room will remember it. APO, meaning all protocols observed. And I hope I can ride guest of honour and Your Excellency on the protocols that have gone before me. It's a real pleasure to join you today as we celebrate the inaugural flight of Air Zimbabwe's direct service between Harare and London. And for those who took the flight with me, it's very good to be here in London. Good evening. This occasion is especially meaningful for me personally because back in the very early 90s, I lived, worked and travelled extensively in both Malawi and Zimbabwe. And back then, this direct route was more than just a flight connection, as His Excellency has just said. It was much more of a lifeline, bringing together people, families, business and friendships. And having regularly used the direct route more than 3 decades ago, I know firsthand just how much it matters and how much loved this direct route is. So to stand here today as the United Kingdom Chargé d'Affaires welcome the return of the direct London-Harare service feels like a remarkable full circle moment for me. Thank you.
And we have also established a mission as to why we exist. Air Zimbabwe exists in order to provide air transport services that promote social development and facilitate trade, investment and tourism. Now, in terms of the expectations for the nation under National Development Strategy 2, Air Zimbabwe is expected to drive the national tourism. It is expected to drive the national trade. And most importantly, it is also desired to drive regional integration.
I wish to express our sincere appreciation to the government of Zimbabwe, our shareholder, the Mutaba Investment Fund, the United Kingdom Civil Aviation Authority, the Civil Aviation Authority of Zimbabwe, London Gatwick Airport, our strategic partners and service providers whose support and collaboration have made this achievement possible.
Reaching cruising altitude on a transatlantic operation of this scale requires seamless ground crew coordination and flight deck precision. On behalf of Mutaba Investment Fund, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to all the partners on our manifest. The Air Zimbabwe leadership, we thank the board and CEO and management for charting the successful flight plan and navigating the airline back into long-haul international skies. To our aviation and airport partners, sincere thanks to Air Lingus and the operational teams to London Gatwick Airport for ensuring smooth slot allocation, turnaround efficiency and world-class ground support. To the regulatory authorities, our appreciation goes to our civil aviation overseers in both jurisdictions, with special recognition to the Civil Aviation Authority of Zimbabwe for ensuring absolute compliance and airworthiness every step of the way.
From tonight, going forward, is to see Air Zimbabwe flourish, is to see Air Zimbabwe become a competing brand in the world. We used to fly Air Zimbabwe way back, and you know us as musicians would have our bags full of guitars and instruments, and when we get to these other airplanes and flights, they say, oh, you guys got too much luggage. so you can't kill East to Zimbabwe. So I believe and I wish Zimbabwe is going to consider us.
His Excellency has declared and demonstrated through action that indeed Zimbabwe is a friend to all and an enemy to none. Ladies and gentlemen, to us, the United Kingdom route is not one of those routes. It occupies a place of particular importance to Zimbabwe, given the depth of our shared history, the breadth of our commercial and cultural ties, and the size of our diaspora on these shores. Therefore, the arrival of Air Zimbabwe this morning at Gatwick is the most visible expression of that re-engagement manifested in the skies. Air Zimbabwe returns to the United Kingdom at a time when back home, the Second Republic has invested in a number of infrastructure development projects, some you heard from His Excellency. Allow me to also extend our deepest appreciation to the United Kingdom Civil Aviation Authority for the thorough, professional and equitable process that has resulted in the granting of the foreign operator permit to Air Zimbabwe. And those who are in the aviation sector, you know how important this permit is. And today we are here because of that permit. We want to give them a round of applause. It's such an exciting time. I am a frequent flyer. I've been flying all over the world, and having an airline and having a direct flight is such a blessing. No more 24 hours and going to Dubai. So we've been waiting and it has happened. So I want to sing a song tonight called Mirira, which appears in Zimbabwe. I want to encourage every Zimbabwean that this is our flight and we are all brand ambassadors. It doesn't matter if you have an influence of 2 people, but tell those 2 people that we need a direct flight and we need 3 every day going back and forth to Zimbabwe. And this is the beginning.